Welcome to the Boom Bap Kingdom.
Yo, peace, and welcome to the Boom Bap Kingdom. We're here, and we're super chilling, and I hope you guys are chilling too. But I'm back, I'm in the building, and I'm chilling, and I'm getting ready for the new year, 2026. Wisdom, quality, all being born to build or destroy. If you know, you know. And like the God said, no tricks in 86, it's time to build. No tricks in 26, it's time to build. So I'm here and we're gonna get super busy. But what brought me in front of the camera today was I was really just chilling and I had a thought. And I'm really curious as to what you guys think about this. And this is literally just a thought that I had. This is unscripted. I like to really build with my audience. And the thought that I had was, are golden era producers better than producers of today? Now, I would consider myself a golden era producer. This is a super loaded question. Are golden era boom bap hip hop producers better than the producers of today? The reason why I ask this question is because technology has a lot to do with that answer. When I was coming up, MPC 60 and Sonic EPS SP1200, those were like the flavors of the day. And we're literally talking 10, 15 seconds of sample time. If you were lucky, getting your hands dirty, like going to record stores and digging in crates and dollar bins and $5 bins. And, if you were one of them guys and you had enough cream to hit like those $20 crates, peace to you. I was a dollar crate dude and $5 on a good day. You heard? You bringing this stuff home and you're just listening for drums. You're listening for, if you're cut from my cloth, you were really looking for samples that no one had ever used before. So that whole idea of buying foreign records, like I'll keep it real, those Russian records and those Polish records, a lot of the records from India, a lot of the records from Japan, those were really dope. Obviously, you had your classic, soul stuff you would get like from Stax Records, and, jazz would be like the Blue Note stuff. There was like a method, Now I'll keep it real. I didn't really subscribe to the method. I just bought what I thought was interesting. And I'm the kind of guy that I could take a sound and flip it into a beat. I wasn't really looking for loops per se, but where I'm going with it is the technology was super limited in those days. And then what you had was imagination. You had thought and you had ideas. I think today the technology has overcome imagination because the tech can do so much that it's almost a takeaway, or it subtracts from the imagination. If you really do the knowledge, you'll see the top producers in our space, the boom bap, the hip hop space. If you really do the knowledge, you will notice that they still continue to use the older gear. it's not necessarily just about the sonics. It's also that the older gear forces you to think outside the box. I think when you sit down with something that can do everything, that can be a little daunting, and it could take away from creativity, because this device, whatever it is, or this piece of software can do whatever you want it to do. So you're not really pushing the boundaries because it's so hard to hit the boundary with this new stuff. So I'm sitting here and I'm really thinking about this, and I'm wondering to myself, were the golden era producers, we're talking 88 to 94, 95, were they better? And if so, were they better because the tech wasn't there and you were forced to think outside the box? Did that make them better? Or when you look at today's tech, stem separation, oh my gosh, if we had that back then, all of the tech that we have today, I think you have an argument there too that, if used correctly, could make somebody better. So I'm torn between, did the old tech and the lack of technology that we have today, did that make the producers from back in the days better than the producers of today? Or are the producers of the day better in terms of talent, and does the tech make them better as well? This is just something that I really have been thinking about. And one of the reasons why I think about this is because I have tech from back in the days, and I have obviously modern stuff, and you would want to get the most out of all of that stuff. You want to use it to the best of your ability. You don't want the tech to necessarily be more than you can handle. Your imagination and your talent should meet in the middle with whatever gear you have, and then you should be able to make something really, really dope. So I don't know, I'm torn on that one. I know my bias wants to say, yeah, we were way doper, and some of that, yeah, is true, because we invented these ideas of, speeding things up on vinyl, right, with playing things at 45 rather, and then pitching things down to squeeze as much stuff as we could in these small pieces of memory that were on these machines, these finite machines. And, we're running around with little floppy disks, and, it was. And even then, the technology was kind of blowing us away when we started to chop things up, and we could loop things, and we could do things. And, the tech was even dope, when the 60 and the 1200 came out. That stuff was game changer. S950 and that kind of stuff was just game changing. All that from Ensoniq, that stuff was game changing for back then. And so when you fast forward and you have all these incredible DAWs, and you have all these incredible plugins, and you have all this incredible hardware that can do amazing stuff, does all this incredible stuff make you better, or does the lack of ability, or capability rather, does the lack of capability force you to become better? I'm really curious as to what you guys think about that. So get in those comments and let me know, were the golden era boom bap producers better than the new age of hip hop producers, or are the new age guys better than the golden era guys? And why is that? I'm really curious to know. With that, I'll leave you with a BBK salute. Peace.